Welcome to Real Estate Insight, here to empower and educate you in all facets of real estate. I'm your host, Isaiah Valdez. Now, it is abundantly clear that the pandemic continues to have a significant impact on the housing market, but sometimes it happens in ways that not everyone might expect, even resulting in something positive at times. As a testament to this, we have begun to see a rising trend of hotel to housing conversions. Set in motion by COVID restrictions, hotels have been facing severe financial burdens due to significant drop in travel. In fact, 18.38% of hotels were behind on their mortgages as of December of 2020. This aligns perfectly to a time where affordable housing is highly in demand, but often difficult to find. Investors have quickly rose to the occasion. We have seen apartment complexes being transformed from hotels in the outskirts of Minneapolis. Steve, please share a little bit about these apartments, and are they a good investment?
You know, it depends. I think that in some areas, if, for instance, in Minneapolis where things were going pretty bad and it's winter and those hotels are empty, that seemed like a good quick conversion to get some people under the roof. If you're in Palm Springs or if you're in Las Vegas and you're at the wrong end of the strip and you have a little hotel, that might be a good move. You got Hyatts, you got the Marriotts, you got the deep pockets that don't really need to worry about converting their hotels into lower income housing. However, the smaller hotel chains, the smaller ones that are at that wrong end of the street, will they ever actually come back? And that's the question that I think some of these investors had in their head. And they figured, well, we're just going to go ahead and change them into livable space. Why do we have all these empty rooms every day? So having been a Hyatt employee and a Hyatt executive chef for about 10 years, I was on the executive committee board. And I will tell you, when you lose a hotel night, it's gone forever. You don't get that day back. And so that's what they were thinking. You know, how many days can we go without having somebody in that room? So I do believe that it's a strategic maneuver, and some areas can be quite profitable. I don't know how long the legs are in that profitability. It depends on the upkeep.
I want to invite Dorothy into the conversation. Dorothy, do you think this conversion trend is going to continue on into the foreseeable future, or is this a temporary response due to COVID-infused conditions?
It's definitely temporary. I don't know, it's tough. Because I saw one yesterday. I drove by one of these hotels converted into an apartment, $550 a month for a room, and renovated, fully furnished, and appliances. I saw the sign, and it was managed by a real estate property management team. So, I mean, I even had me thinking, man, that's some cheap living. So, but what about these hotels that are gradually moving over? You know, maybe they have some of the rooms are being transitioned over to apartments, but then some are for hotel stays still to make that money. I'm not sure vacationers are going to like that. You know, the demographics or the feel. Like when you're at a hotel, you want to feel like you're on vacation, and you want to go to the pool scene. You don't want to maybe be there with this type of population, or this population doesn't want to be with this type of population. So I'm wondering how this transition is going to work.
Absolutely true. I think, you know, if somebody is out there in the morning getting ready to work, actually live in a hotel, they're leaving at 6 a.m. and the other people don't really want to wake up at 6 a.m. because they're on vacation. They want to wake up at 9. You're right. I don't know how that's going to all blend and come together, but it's nothing new. Again, in Las Vegas, you drive by, it's weekly rental, monthly rental. To fill those nights, they really brought down that nightly rate. And is it kind of shooting themselves in the foot? Like you said, if it's a blend between a hotel and a resident, well, why am I paying $300 a night? This guy's getting the whole month for $500. You know, why don't I just rent it for the month for $500 and stay for a week?
Yeah, it just doesn't make too much sense to me why they would do like a half and half deal where some people can rent for the night on vacation while others can rent monthly to live there. Because, you know, people on vacation, maybe they want to stay up late, have a few drinks at the pool, whereas somebody who has work the next day, you know, they might be complaining a little bit more about those people, and so on and so forth. There will definitely be some conflict. As for this being a trend after the COVID-19 pandemic comes to an end and things start opening up and travel does come back to how it used to be, I just don't see how these hotels will be forced into that situation. Hopefully people are going to be out there ready to go out and travel and will want to rent these rooms.
They are. I already know about several parties booking for the summer. They're looking into hotels in Las Vegas, and the price is already jacked up. I mean, it's Super Bowl weekend to go to Vegas. There were hotels for, I'm not kidding, $26 a night. I stayed at one for $44 a night, and that was Luxor.
Wow.
It's not like it was like horrible. I mean, it wasn't the newest, like the Wynn or the newer one, Cirque, but still $44 a night. So, and in July, I already heard prices are back to normal at the Wynn. Yeah, I know friends looking into it. So
I know. Yeah, that's interesting, Dorothy.
travel's gonna be off the chain.
Hard Rock Hotel in downtown San Diego sells their rooms. They're for sale for about $200,000 to $250,000. You can buy a room, and then you get half the rent from the room during the hotel stays from other guests. You get to stay in it up to 28 days of the year, and you actually can own a hotel room. So it's really nothing new that's out there. It's a matter of how they manage it. I know that the Hard Rock downtown San Diego has a beautiful pool, amenities that are amazing. So it actually makes sense to pay, $200 a night to stay at that hotel versus the hotels that they're talking about, I think, converting are maybe not at that caliber.
No, they're more unpopular hotels that were really struggling because people weren't renting rooms during the pandemic. And the Hard Rock Hotel seems like a stronger investment opportunity for those people who just want to invest in a room. They get to stay out of it 28 days out of the year. Doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. Now, let's see if these hotels are now selling for really cheap and you can swoop one up for just a couple $1 million and you have a strong investment group. Do you think it'd be worth going on in the future and maybe investing that and converting it, or maybe just investing in the hotel and converting it into maybe a nicer hotel that might attract more people? Steve?
Well, a couple $1 million investment for a hotel, that seems pretty cheap to me. And I do believe that these people that are doing these investments, these capital investment companies that are doing it, they got some smarts about them. They're no dummies. So they have a plan. They have a long-term plan. It just gets a little tricky after the 5-year mark. I know when I worked in hotels, we had to upgrade those rooms every 5 years or people aren't going to come stay. They have to stay with the times. The things have to look really nice, the right kind of wallpapering, the right kind of bed. And that would be my concern is, are they saving enough money to actually keep upkeep on these homes? You get low-income people living in a hotel room, they're not necessarily going to be taking care of it. That carpet's going to need to be changed for every different tenant that comes in there. And if you're not using carpet and it's tile, there's probably going to be chips in it. So if they're not saving up for that and they're not keeping the pool nice and the roofs nice, that would be my concern at a 5-year mark. How are those places going to look?
Mm-hmm.
Great points, Steve. Great points. Dorothy, anything?
I'm thinking about a couple of investors that I work with that work on hotels and invest in hotels. And I said to him, you do know that this is a new trend and they are on it. They're on this new way of thinking. And there were 2 brothers that I know of in Orange County. So I think it may be a trend. It's interesting how the pandemic changed so much of our life and what we're investing in.
Definitely. We are adaptable in nature. Hotel to housing. That's it for us today. We'll see you next time.